All right, so you got Graphene installed. Now what? Well, let's first get some basic settings. And this will go for pretty much any way you want to use this phone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up like a very basically an iPod or an MP3 player that can make phone calls. First thing you want to do is 3-button navigation. I can't stand the gestures, so just switch it to that. Gives you this little bar at the bottom. And then I like having dark mode, so we'll turn that on. And there's infinite possibilities with Graphene, so there's lots of settings you can change to customize it. I'm not going to go into all that. You'll find that by just playing around. It's not like you can mess it up. Just play along in there. Oh, I realized I was out of frame for almost all of that. Anyway, so there's the bar at the bottom. This one pulls up your apps, or you can cycle between them. And then this one takes you home, and this one is just a back button. So very simple. The first thing you're going to want to do when you set up a Graphene phone is connect it to Wi-Fi. I connected it just to a hotspot so you guys can't spy on my network. We're going to go into Vanadium. This is their version of Chrome. I don't ever use it. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure there's reasons to use it. I never do. So we'll get to that. First thing you're going to do is go to Droidify. And some people use F-Droid. I use Droidify. It's just the app I like using. This will be a front end. Sorry, not a front end. This is your app repository for open source apps. And you definitely need it because you don't have the Google Play Store. So you got to get apps from somewhere. And this is going to ask you for permission to install it. Graphene has a lot of safety levels to it, like layers. So you need network permission for this app. It asks you every time you install an app if you want to connect it to the network. And for some, you're not going to want to, but for this, it needs the network. So, all right, so we're in there. I like having notifications because it tells me about updates and all that. It's loading the repository. And let's go ahead and tighten this up a little bit. That's good. Okay. First app you want is Proton VPN. There's lots of good VPNs out there. This is the one I prefer. I have all of their apps. I recommend it. But you can start with Proton VPN. You can try a free version of it and see how you like it. And if you do, pay for it. I recommend it. I get their email. I have their Visionary tier, but I'd recommend just the Pro Professional, I think it's called. You get everything for, it's like $10 a month. It might be more than that, but it's worth it. It's going to ask for permission again. And this needs network to work. And then sign in, and I'm not going to show you that. Now, once you're in Proton, go ahead and connect, and it's going to ask a connection request. This is telling your phone that it's okay to go ahead and connect to the VPN. You don't need notification. I'm going to give you a little lock symbol up there, and that will tell you you're connected to the network. And the way that Proton VPN works on mobile is once you're connected, it blocks all connections without a VPN. So you're always going to be covered. If the VPN goes down, it turns off your network. So very good. Now that you have the VPN going, from Droidify, we're going to go to the Aurora store. And this is a front end for the Play Store. So you can actually go in here and get Play Store apps. This is where I get Signal. You can get Brave from there. Anything you get on the Play Store, but you have to remember, like, you have to know what apps to trust. So I trust Brave. They're open source. They just put it on the Play Store. Signal is open source, also just on the Play Store. If you're really worried about it, you can download them directly from their GitHub, but let's be honest, if you're watching this video, you're probably not versed in that. So you're just going to go through the Aurora store. Skip through all that. You actually don't have to give this any permissions for it to work. You want to sign on anonymously. And then you're going to go to Signal, because this is going to be your new messaging app, okay? All your friends are going to get Signal. You're going to talk to them through Signal. If they don't have Signal, they're not your friend. And we can talk about later down the line options to talk to friends. This phone is going to be set up for just connecting to the network, but everything's going to go through the VPN, except for like just basic phone calls. But the idea is to have this phone be very simple and private. Let's go ahead and install Signal. You need to give it permission to install. You notice how I never picked that second one? That gives them access to the root folder. Don't ever give that. Just give the basic permissions. You can even set up storage scopes, which we will get to later. All right. So the idea for this phone is for it to be a flip phone. All right. We want to keep it very simple. We don't want to be playing on this phone. So the first thing I like to do is just make my own configuration for all this stuff. All right. We don't want any apps. We don't want any social media. We don't even want a web browser. All right. So Vanadium, let's go ahead and just get rid of its permission to the network. So if you try to go on the internet if you're bored, you can't, right? So it will show a cached offline version of this, but if we just go to, just search DuckDuckGo for Brave, nothing. Okay, so very good. What do we want this phone to do? We want to make phone calls, so we'll put that there. We want to send messages, so Signal. There's a way to make this do 3 apps here in the settings. We'll do 4, it's fine. We will do messaging. This is your text SMS unencrypted. And then we want, why not a music player or something, right? So let's get a camera there first. And we can put the messaging apps together. And we want a music player. So we'll go here. Right now, the best one I think is Replay. This one streams music, so you don't need Spotify anymore. You can go ahead and stream music with this. And it will also read local storage, so you can make your own playlists with your local files, and you can also use this to stream music. And you can actually like cache download songs. You don't actually download the files, but you can listen to them offline, kind of like how Spotify does. So very cool. It streams from YouTube music as the back end, I'm pretty sure. But it's great. You can also save the data from it and export it, like to back it up, so you don't have to like lose all your playlists and stuff. I don't really stream music, so you'll play with this and figure out what you use. But yeah, I mean, it just we can play like what 1 second of a song just to make sure it works. Okay, cool. And through that, let's say you want to only play music with this. Let's say you have audiobooks, okay? And you don't want to play audiobooks in here. You're going to go to the little information button, and you're going to go to permissions. Okay, music and audio. You're going to click that, and you're going to set up storage scopes, okay? And what this does is you're giving it a folder to use, and it can't see anything else. So add folder and music. Okay, let's say you had audiobooks. You don't want to read the audiobooks from me. You just want the music. You click here, use that folder. Okay, so now it can only see what's in that music folder. Very useful, because if you have an audiobook player, which we will get next, you want to set up the storage scope for that to audiobooks. So, audiobook. And I like voice audiobook player. It's always just the one I've used. I don't give it network permission. It doesn't need it. And then one more app we're going to do is podcasts. Podcasts, I don't know if you know this, that's actually kind of an open source sort of protocol. So you've got lots of good podcast apps. Let's see if I remember which one I use. It's been a while. AntennaPod, there it is. So this is a good one. It streams podcasts right to your phone, so you give that network. All right. So now let's say we want our entertainment here. Okay. And the audiobook player. Okay. Very cool. So we can make phone calls. We can message our friends on Signal and Messenger. We can get a little bit of entertainment on the go, but nothing that's going to distract us at work or while we're trying to get things done. And This is still a little bit flashy, so let's go ahead and go into the settings and let's go to wallpaper and style. There's a cool feature here that allows you to change the colors. And remember that layout I told you about? You can change this to different grids. But here, we want it grayscale. And you can also make your icons that color. We can turn on minimal to really give it a subdued, muted appearance, right? We don't want this phone to suck us in. We want this phone to be a tool and nothing more. Now, any phone you build, you can build up from here. This is a good starting point for any phone, or you could leave it as is. Oh, email. Almost forgot. So same thing. We're going to go to Proton Mail. You want to be able to check that on the go. So go right here into Aurora Store. And I recommend just getting all the Proton apps. Get them, use them. They have a Bitcoin wallet. Very cool. If you want to donate to my Bitcoin, maybe I'll put something right here. Your choice. All right. So Proton Mail. They've got an authenticator app for two-factor authentication. Very cool. Password Manager, highly recommend it. It'll generate passwords on the fly. It also lets you set up anonymous emails. So, or like a front end. So let's say you want to ship your car. You don't want to give them your primary email. You want to generate an email to give to them because as soon as you're done, you want to turn that off. And then you'll never receive emails there again. Calendar, very cool. Me and my wife share a calendar so we can update each other on stuff. Proton Drive, it's okay. It's not that good. They're working on it. It's not that good. It does photo backup really well, but it's really unorganized. I don't use it. I use it to back up all my files, but that's about it. Lumos, some AI crap. I don't use AI. Proton Meet, it's cool. I use Brave Chat, but Proton Meet's another good option. And then the Bitcoin wallet, which works quite well. So anyway, get Proton Mail. We're trying to keep this device very simple. And we're going to go ahead and install it. Now, I don't like using GPS. I think it atrophies the part of your brain for direction finding. So I don't use it. But for this phone, let's say you want it. You're going to go to Osmond. We'll let that finish. And we'll put the email with the messages. We're going to go back to Droidify and Osmond. Osmond is an open source app. Ah, there it is. And you can actually download the maps locally so that you don't have to stream all that data every time. Now, we have location services off. You'll have to turn them on to use Osmond. If that's the case, just turn it on and off as needed, right? It's that simple. One click. Turn it on, find your destination, turn it off. In this case, it doesn't really matter if it's on or off because none of your apps are going to be able to do anything. These ones don't phone home any of your information. These ones don't phone home any of your information. And that's all you have on here. You're not going to connect to the internet through a browser, so they can't. The only position you're giving is your position data off the SIM card itself talking with the cell phone tower, and that can just be turned off with airplane mode. So very simple. If you want to use this as a Wi-Fi only device, it will emit almost nothing. Turn off Wi-Fi and turn on airplane mode, turn off Bluetooth, wired headphones. It's as undetectable as an iPod at that point. Now, let's say now there is a big privacy thing to do with Wi-Fi. We'll get to that in another video. We'll talk more about privacy and security settings. But for now, you have a dumb phone that can make phone calls, text, and a little bit of entertainment. Very good place to start. In the next video, we will talk about privacy and security and the difference and the best ways to use this phone to achieve each one. And if you like it, show your friends. And don't forget to go to info and donate to GrapheneOS. They accept crypto, PayPal, bank transfers, GitHub, however you want to do it. It's a free project, but nothing's free. They have to make their money somehow. So definitely donate. I donate to them every month, and we'll talk about other services that partner with them that you can use to also get Graphene money. So that's it. Hope you liked it.